Today I'm going to do my first guess the ELO. I've never done this before, but one of my viewers sent me a PGN of their game. So they told me that they played black in this game, and it was a 30 plus 15 game. So yeah, I think I'll just go through it once without the engine, maybe then analyze it with the engine, and then see, and I'll make my prediction. Now they didn't tell me exactly what their elo was, so if they comment in the comments, then I'll pin their comment, and then you guys also feel free to guess the elo along with me in the comments. So yeah, let's get started. So white plays d4, knight f6, okay, c5. So this is the Benoni defense, d5, b5. Okay, so already going for gambit. I've seen like Mikhail Tal play this opening before. I've never played it myself, so it might be a bit difficult to predict this. But b5 takes a6. Yeah, so gambiting a pawn on the edge here. So if white would take, then just getting some development. e3. Okay, e6 looks pretty good so far. Takes, f takes. Yeah, I know f takes is correct. Just looking to prepare d5. If you take with this way, then you're allowing the trade of queens, and white would be up a pawn there. So you have to take with the f pawn. Knight c3, bishop e7. Okay, castles. d5. Yeah, so far I think black is playing very well. Bishop d7. Okay, so black is forcing, kind of, not maybe forcing, but trying to insist that white takes this pawn. So let's see what white does here. Okay, so black takes back, takes, knight c3. Yeah, so black's position is pretty good here, I would say. Probably the computer would say white is better, but because it's up a pawn. b3 makes some sense. Now I'm assuming here, maybe it's not a good assumption, but that white is similarly ranked to black, so I'll keep that in mind. Bishop b2, this is a good response. h6. Okay. h6 is an interesting move. I guess it's, yeah, nothing really wrong with it. a5, or sorry, a4, bishop f6. So yeah, bishop f6, I'm not really 100% sure because black is down material. I kind of think that like black is trying to maybe get some activity here, but I'm not sure about trading pieces. It's probably fine objectively, but I don't really like queen to c2 because I think this might allow knight b4. So yeah, I don't really like queen c2. Black plays queen b6 though, which is, I guess, fine. Takes, rook takes. So probably black is going to try to just attack over here. Knight c3 back. Okay, again, I think this allows knight b4. Let me see. Knight d6. Okay, so if knight b4 is played, I guess like queen to b2 or c1 would be the only moves. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really do much, come to think of it. So okay, knight d6 back, reasonable. Knight a5, this is a good move. I like knight a5 a lot. I'm trying to put pressure on this weak pawn. Knight d2, I'm not sure I like knight d2. Probably I would try this. Knight d2, rook b8, rook b1, bishop e8, and bishop. This is also a pretty nice maneuver here. Rook c1. So can black take here? That's the question. I guess bishop g6 is a good intermediate move anyways because the queen has to move. So yeah, I think just based on the last few moves here, this like knight a5, rook b8, bishop e8, seems to me that black is pretty strong because it's a patient plan. This bishop e8, bishop g6. And bishop g6 before taking, I think, is also quite good. Takes, a5. So a5. Okay, I guess the knight takes. or the queen. Oh, queen takes. Okay. If the knight takes this, I guess there would be this, right? Yeah. So, yeah, queen takes. I guess knight takes, and then queen b4. There's a pin here, so and the rook cannot defend, so that makes sense. It's also a nice find. Knight back. Okay, c4. Okay, c4 is also a good move here. I like c4 a lot because if you just go for this, then yeah, black probably is still better here if I had to guess with the more active pieces, and white's pieces are not doing much, but it's probably holdable for white if I would presume. So yeah, c4 just increases the pressure. The knight still cannot move. Or it could move there, but then in this case, black is not losing the pawn, right? So, okay, black won a pawn. Let's see how they defend this. Knight e4. Okay, knight e4. My first instinct here would be like bishop to f5 probably, but not sure if this is good because it might be trading too many pieces. Or bishop f7 even. Like, so knight e4, what's the idea? So if I guess that's a nice move because if the knight takes, there would be h5, I think, and the problem is that you have to move the bishop, but then you lose the knight. And if the bishop takes, I guess the king would move here, let's say, and the knight's attacked, so the bishop cannot move. And if you take the knight, I think that should be fine for white actually. So yeah, I'm not really sure about knight e4 here. We can analyze, well, like I said, we'll analyze this more with the engine after, but so black's still up a pawn here. Bishop d3 is good. Rook g6 is nice. h4, yeah, this is an important move I think that white plays because otherwise just h5 and white will just win, or sorry, black will win the game. So you have to allow for this. Bishop to f5. This is a very nice move. I like this move because now you get this and check. Okay, so black throwing in some checks. Rook here, g6. So I'm not sure this has been the most accurate conversion by black, but yes, it takes. So at this point, yeah, black is probably winning, or yeah. Maybe not here, right? There's a check. Okay, anyways. Pretty complicated, but okay, now black wins with a check, yeah. Oh, so I guess, yeah, this was a trap. So, yeah, black I think is winning here at this point, because if you can't go for this, then, yeah, black would just be winning. There's up 2 pawns, and you're threatening all sorts of mates. So, yeah, and let me just see the conversion quickly here. Okay, this is just... I'm not sure about just giving up the pawn, but I don't think that really means anything. The technique here, yeah, very good technique. Yeah, perfect checkmating. So, yeah, I think pretty high level. My first thoughts would be, if I had to say like FIDE rating, if this is like a classical game, 30 plus 15. So I would say, probably I would say like 1600 maybe. I mean, this is a very, very good game, I think. 1600, 1700, maybe more. I guess we can look with the engine, but I would say in chess.com terms, probably 2200, I would say. But yeah, I guess I can analyze it in more detail. So let's do the review here and see what happens. So, okay, so black is 81.3 to 76.4. So yeah, I felt like the opening was like quite good, and this whole opening was like very well played, I think. Let me turn the analysis on here. So yeah, d5, like bishop d7. I guess it's slightly inaccurate, but yeah, knight e4, bishop b2. Okay, bishop f6 is good. Yeah, I just wasn't sure, like maybe queen b6 right away or something. And yeah, I felt like queen c2 was a little bit of a mistake because it allows knight b4 with a tempo. But yeah, it's not like a big thing anyways. Takes. And yeah, knight d6 is quite a good move. My initial thought was knight b4, but then I guess like, yeah, one of these moves and you kind of have to go back anyways or trade. So that doesn't really, might as well go with knight d6 right away. Knight a5. Yeah, I thought this was a good idea. I guess the engine doesn't like it. But yeah, this bishop e8 move I really liked. Because now at this point, yeah, black just wins the pawn back and has pretty good activity, I would say. A5 takes. Oh, queen a1 here apparently, and the rook is getting, yeah, that's pretty tough to find. And this was good. Yeah, knight e4 also. Yeah, so knight takes is like a blunder because h5. But this knight e4 move, I think this is a little bit of a tell because knight e4 just blunders a pawn. So I'm not sure why black went for this. But yeah, I think the more natural move would be like bishop f5, just to, even if it's not best, but so one of these moves to just defend the pawn and slowly start, you know, kicking white's pieces out. But anyways, knight e4, and yeah, again, this was not, white should just take the pawn, but after the trade here, there's rook g6 coming and h5, and black will be basically winning the game. Yeah, h4 is the only move. h5, bishop f5. I like this move a lot, even though it's not best. But I guess black can just sit and wait, and like white has no moves, no active plans. Like rook a1, you just bring the king up, and eventually then later you can go for bishop f5, I guess. And yeah, this is probably winning for black. But I think you played this quite accurately, honestly. Takes c3. Okay, maybe c3. Also a difficult move to find, but probably by this time it was time trouble. So g6 goes back, takes, and it's a draw. But it's still tricky. There's still tricks because you can hide, you can escape the checks. And rook c5 was the final blunder. Yeah, so I guess you had to just check, right? And then probably just go back, and black should not really ever take this because you can then take on g6 or king g1 first, and then yeah, if you check, then king h1. It's still hard. It's still hard to find that, but yeah, and then this is a nice find. So yeah, I think the only thing I would say is this move. I would probably give like 2200 chess.com or so, or maybe like 1800 FIDE if black played like king f7 or bishop f5 here. But I guess like with it, because if black had time trouble here, then probably you would just probably go bishop f5 without thinking too much, just to make a move, right, to defend the pawn. So that's the only thing I'm not really 100% sure about. And yeah, I guess the conversion here, also maybe to realize that you don't have to rush with bishop f5, but maybe just like slowly bring the king up and just wait, because white can't really do much. So yeah, I'd probably say after knowing that, and this blunder I'm not going to be too critical because this is queen a1 is very hard to consider, I think, because it doesn't even really threaten anything. You just, I guess white will be up a piece, but it's not like this is, it's giving up a lot here. Yeah, I'm not really sure that's so easy to find, even in classical, especially since this is move like, you know, move what, 24 here. So yeah, it's probably not right at the beginning of the game. So, but yeah, really nice game overall. I guess my final guess will be, so FIDE, actually I'll start with chess.com ratings because that's what I'm most familiar with. So chess.com, I would say 1850. I'll say 1850. I'll say 1900, 1900chess.com, and I'll say like 1600 FIDE. So yeah, that's my final guess. I could be way off, of course. It's always hard to tell by one game, but yeah, 1900chess.com, Blitz or Rapid or whatever, and around 1600 FIDE. So yeah, to the viewer who sent me this game, yeah, feel free to leave a comment with your elo, and yeah, also anyone else who wants to make a guess, feel free to do so in the comments. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you gave it a like and subscribed for more chess content. I make all sorts of videos. So yeah, thanks for watching.